Hello everybody and welcome back to Sakura Angels Part 4. So last time we left off, Sayaka and Hikari were having a tug-of-war with my body. And now there's this chick who we ran into earlier, but we can't remember that. Amber eyes peer down at the three of us, narrowed in determination as the same unsettling grin remains. It might just be imagination, but I think she's looking at me specifically. I can almost feel her stare. It's enough to send a chill down my spine, sparks a faint pulse at the back of my skull. A friend of yours? I force out a laugh, though I know the truth. The air is growing tense, like that time with the monster before. Looks at both Hikari's and Sayaka's face can only suggest something bad is about to go down. Afraid not. Kenta, get back. I don't like this at all. But, okay. As I'm told, I retreat back at a good distance, not really wanting to argue when they look as scary as they do. So what do you think we're dealing with here? She seems far too human to be a shadow, but then I get the same feeling of dread from her presence. Ah, gotcha, I think. Wait, so is she a monster or not? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If you'd like to stop yelling in my ear for 1 second, let me concentrate. I'm not yelling, sheesh. Right, I forgot. That's your default volume. Well then, just be quiet and let me think things over. You're so cruel sometimes, Hikari. The silver-haired girl, still high atop the roof, gives me one last look before turning her gaze to the girls. Then she jumps. What? Why did she jump? I can barely watch. She plummets downwards, towards where my guardian stood, no hint of even beginning to slow down. Are those wings just for show? Faster and faster she descends, before finally the pavement closes in. I don't want to watch, but somehow I get the feeling she wouldn't have jumped without a good reason. At least I hope she didn't. Mere inches from smashing to the ground, her wings spread as if brakes, before bringing her to a sudden stop. I hate having stuff in my throat. Not even a gradual halt. She just comes out to a complete grinding halt. That the laws of gravity don't apply to her. Even with the wings. Something like that shouldn't be possible. Even with wings, something like... I mean, if a pigeon were to attempt something like that, they'd barely be recognizable on the pavement right now. In fact, her feet aren't even touching the ground. She hovers ever so slightly, for stepping onto the solid surface as if stepping off an invisible platform. Part of me is relieved to see that she isn't hurt from the little stunt, but then part of me is also terrified of what might happen next. The silver-haired girl stands before Hikari and Sayaka. Her expression still as unsettling as ever. Despite the smile, though, there's nothing in her posture that would suggest she has any bad intentions, yet the other two girls are tense. My head rings just trying to focus on her, like that monster from before. Is she related to them? I clutch a hand to my head and try to steady myself. It's taking all my willpower just to keep upright at this moment. Good evening, girls. She greets them so casually, despite the intense glares directed her way. Somehow, I get the feeling she didn't leave off a freaking roof just to exchange pleasantries. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? Who are you and what do you want? My, you're a hostile bunch, aren't you? She lets out a devious giggle before doing little to ease the tension in the air. Very well. You may call me Yuzuki. As for what I'm after, well... Her eyes flit from the girl's and settle straight onto me, her smile enough to send a chill down my spine. I'll be taking the boy if you don't mind. As much as I know I shouldn't, I need to turn it all the way up. See, he's very... I'll be taking the boy if you don't mind. See, he's very important to me. I knew it. Of course she would be linked to this whole mess. Why wouldn't she be? Today is the day where everything apparently wants me dead. Sayaka and Hikari refused to comply. And of course they wouldn't. They wouldn't be very guardian angels if they just stepped aside for this maniacal girl. No, I suppose you have to do things the hard way, The pair stand tall before me, their fists tightened. I think there's only one way this is going to end up. The air around them seems to crackle, the amount of power contained within them all immense. I'm afraid to even take in a breath in case I set something off. This is dangerous. Even I can see that. I blink and... Yuzuki lunges for them in a flash, with a sigh seemingly torn out of air itself. Sparks fly from the collision of metal against metal. Hikari was just barely able to retract in time. Changing her outfit in a flash and blocking the blow with her sword. If she hadn't been any slower there, they might not have had their heads still. I knew it. You're just a puppet for her. She speaks through grit teeth, pushing with all her might to try and keep the scythe at bay as it draws ever closer. Seems like a fight she might lose, though, as the silver-haired girl presses on without even so much as a bead of sweat on her brow. Sayaka, feel free to help anytime. Huh? Oh, right. Losing ground quite rapidly, her feet beginning to slide back from the force, Kari barks at her partner, who had just recovered from the shock of the strike. They really are in trouble here, and all I can do is stand gawking. No, for sure, if I go anywhere near them, I'll be torn apart. This is a fight on a completely different level than me. There's another blinding flash as Sayaka transforms herself, wielding the same bow I'd seen her use this morning. She dashes back a little from the clashing girls and presses her bow, pulling back the string. I was about to wonder where the arrow was, but one seems to just blink in reality. It's already fully knocked under the bow. She lets the magical arrow fly, her target obvious. Caught up in the clash, Yuzuki has no choice but to pull away from Hikari. She kicks back gracefully, the arrow just inches from her grazing her cheek. About time. Hikari heaves a sigh of relief as she eases her shoulders, finally able to rest, if only for a moment. The fight is clearly far from over. The girls regroup and ready themselves. Their mysterious opponent now going over to them with her unsettlingly cold eyes. Be careful, Sayaka. She's strong. I was just barely able to hold her back there. Sayaka nods, a look of determination painting her face I wasn't even aware what she was capable of. Taking just a moment to analyzing the situation, the dark girl closes in for a second round.
あなたの力はこの程度。想像よりずっと弱いのね。
Huh, this is all you got? This is gonna be far easier than I imagined.
おかしい。この子の守護者はもっと強いかと思ってた。私ってバカね。
Ah, this is so much fun, and here I thought this boy's little guardians might have actually been a threat. Silly me.
黙りなさい。まだ終わってないわ。
Shut up. This isn't over yet. She twirls her scythe with ease and swipes at the pair with the same maniacal expression. Each strike is either just barely dodged by the girls or just about deflected by Hikari's desperate counterattacks. This is a completely one-sided fight. If that wasn't already clear from the moment that this girl had made her first move. And I'm going to end it here. So I hope you liked this episode. Like, subscribe, share if you want. I'll see you next time, my lovelies, and have a good day.